Jabberscotch for life!
What's up, YouTube? Thedagem here with the last cabin knife walkthrough for Packanack Large. It's been a blast, and other maps are on the way, but first things first. Map D. 20 knives, 21 locations. First, I need to give a shout out to Geekboxing for the map shown here. The website for these maps is in the description below. There's other maps for the other camps on there as well. Map D is the easiest map to identify. The middle, or as I call it, the second cabin at Woodbury, is more to the north. The phone's up there too. Like usual, I morphed to the same cabin on the Hotter's Path side. There's a knife on this corner, and another one to the left of the door on the other side. I'm going to want to use my morph to get to the next cabin. I wasn't happy with my morph when I did Map C, so I want to find a better spot to morph to. Right now, I'm just going to grab this knife and kill some time while I wait for that to come back. I walk in front of the house so you can see that it's not a named cabin, but really I'm just wasting time here. Okay, my morph was better that time around. There's a knife on the first cabin on the left side of the road, on its rear left side. After I grab this, I cross the street to the next place and scoop up the knife on the right front, and the other one is actually inside the front door for once on this cabin. It's usually on the rear, but not for Map D. It's unfortunate because I don't get to use that morph that I like on this version of the map, but they all gotta be different somehow, or this would be easy. Across the street is Rod Fielder's cabin. That means there are 2 knives in the hallway. But what we really need to talk about is the house next door. It's the birdcage, and you're going to have to trust me, because the fastest way to the knife location is out the back door here and across the street, so no nameplate for you. Since starting these knife walkthroughs, I've gotten much faster at collecting knives. Even by editing these videos together, I feel I'm learning more. I'm watching my gameplay, making mental notes, remembering things better. I usually get through these videos in 7.5 minutes, but I bet with some practice, just about anyone could do it in about 6 or less. I could have used my shift like 2 or 3 times by now, and I didn't. Part of these videos, though, is allowing you the opportunity to follow along, so I'm not upset that this took me a little bit longer than it needs to. Just know that you could really, really tighten this up. The house with the car in Woodbury is solid weld on Map D. I tried a new morph point here, hoping to spawn closer to the knife on the bathroom, but you see how that worked out for me. It sucked. So don't do that. There's another knife inside, and since this is solid weld, we need to make a stop at the second cabin here at Woodbury. I do my best to make up for my crappy morph to Woodbury. After I grab this knife inside, I suddenly grow a pair and morph to the second cabin. This could go one of 2 ways. But in making these videos, I'm learning too. Something I keep telling myself is don't be afraid to try morphing more often. Learn where it's going to put you. In this exercise, I tried 3 new morph points so far, and only one of them has sucked. That is using your morph effectively. My shift, though? That's another story. I figure it's worth repeating from a previous video that the third cabin at Woodbury always has a name, and for Map D, it's Crumb Cabin. And I absolutely refuse to use my shift to get there. I'm saving it. Crumb's knives are on the front right and behind the door on the inside. I must be used to going around back for Puopolos, but no harm in going the long way, other than the fact that you can't read the nameplate on the front. Alright, I know that couch looks comfortable as hell, Jason, but we don't have time to sit down. Quit messing around. Now, who's ready for a squiggle fest? 'Cause it's squiggle road time. This is the best morph point, in my opinion, for this first cabin. And this cabin has a knife inside behind the half wall. Once you grab this knife, whatever you do, do not use your shift. We're saving that. The second cabin has 2 knives for you to collect, one inside and the other on the bathroom. But remember, just walking for now. Once we head to Flat Rock, the first cabin I visit has 2 knives, and the first is on the rear of the cabin on its left side if you're coming from the road. The other is on the bathroom. So how was your day? Good? That's good. I'm totally kidding about saving your shift. I'm just sucking, that's all. Please use it. This is ridiculous. Part of the problem is that I use a cheat sheet when capturing the footage, and I'm oftentimes reading that. It helps me to not get lost, but sometimes I'm not looking at my TV, and that explains why I'm always running into furniture and walking like Jason had one too many Crystal Lake cocktails. But what it doesn't explain is why I won't shift. That's just dumb, and that's my real excuse. I was being dumb. The second cabin here has a knife on the rear on its left side, but as we can see, this is the knife that's missing this round. Holy shit, I shifted.
It's too fast! I'm going too fast!
All right, it's time for the third cabin at Flat Rock. It's also called Crumb Cabin, and we've seen one of those this round. There's a knife on the front right, and another one inside behind the right door. Now, for some reason, this door sometimes glitches out and I can't open it. I'm not sure if anyone from Gun Media is working on this glitch, but they should. The door is unlocked and I have to chop it down anyway. Now, what you're witnessing is a very confused undead lake monster. But luckily for me, this happened at the very end of the video, so retracing my steps won't be so hard. I simply overlooked the knife at the last cabin. I didn't realize it was actually on the side, near the back. Like I said, I'm learning too, but hopefully this has been informative. I personally learned a ton making these videos, and I feel like it's more than worth taking an hour or two to familiarize yourself with these maps. Higgins is next, but if there's something you want to see me cover, post a comment. Anyway, good luck out there, and happy Friday.